In our modern affluent age, unless you're a chef, wine sommelier, or a perfumer, you probably understimulate your sense of smell every day. This results in weaker connections in key brain areas that leave a person more susceptible to neuropsychological disorders. In this video, we'll discuss olfactory training, what sense to use, and how to go about it so that you can benefit these parts of your brain and stay healthier longer. I'm Jonathan from Memories, and I teach people about olfactory health and the ways that they can benefit their brain, memory, and healthy living. Olfactory training, first studied scientifically in 2009, is intentional engagement with odors. When we do this, we stimulate the receptor cells for our sense of smell and also engage the neural connection going directly from our sense of smell to the limbic area. This includes the amygdala and the hippocampus, regions responsible for emotion and long-term memory processing. So olfactory training is an incredibly beneficial way to benefit your brain, but we want to do it right. In the first study that looked at olfactory training by Hummel in 2009, he chose 4 scents. He chose 4 because we have 4 different categories that we can smell from. Just like we have 5 for taste, we have 4 for smell. They are citrus, floral, resinous, and aromatic. And so we could use any scent from all 4 of those categories. In the case of Hummel, for citrus, he chose lemon. For floral, he chose rose. For resinous, he chose eucalyptus. For aromatic, he chose clove. And so at Memories, when we make smell training kits, we use those 4. It's important that these are single molecule odors. That means they aren't mixed with anything else. So unlike a potpourri or some other scented products, a Memories scent tube is just one smell. We do this because there were studies where they used mixed odors and they did not have the same beneficial results. People sometimes ask if they can use different odors. And if you're making a kit on your own, you of course can use different ones as well, but we do recommend you still use 4 different ones at least from all 4 categories. Smell is incredibly personal. We'll have associations in our brain, in our emotional part of our brain, dealing with scent. So eucalyptus, which we'll find in products like Vicks VapoRub, may for some people carry not the best association. If you can imagine being a young child getting sick and having a parent smother Vicks all over you, smelling eucalyptus might remind you of that experience. An alternative to eucalyptus would be mint. If you want to use more than 4 odors, double down in each of these categories. A second one for citrus could be grapefruit. A second one for a floral could be lavender. Another one, as mentioned, for resinous could be mint. And another aromatic could be cinnamon. Using even more odors is a great idea, but most of the studies on olfactory training used just these first 4. And it seems that more isn't necessarily better. We still recommend doing olfactory training twice a day, and easiest is to do it first thing in the morning and last thing at night. In some studies where participants did it lots of times during the day, they actually didn't even get the same results. I don't have a great explanation for this, except that if you're training muscles, you do need to give them a rest period, and so maybe our sense of smell functions in somewhat of a similar way. Olfactory training is so easy to do, so accessible, and so safe that we'd recommend you start as soon as possible to see what will happen. If you want to know more about olfactory training, memories, or ways that you can benefit your brain and memory health, check out our videos below, and we'll see you in the next one.